relevant that the most well-known modern approaches to understanding the universe, sponsored by universities, publishers, and internet algorithm, the talking heads, have had the word theory attached. Two examples, along with many others, such as evolution and quantum field, are string and simulation theory. It could be all these sources of information are organically coming to the same realization. Also, that prevailing teachings become reshaped, sometimes through the debunking of previous. There is honesty in the admittance there are no testable proofs or often logic to them. These are not observations of the flat earth and heavens, as can be found in astrology, studying animals, plant and fungi, natural biology. There is an attachment to 21st century's obsession with computers and AI. The latter in itself a tautology, as a metal and plastic programmed machine does not have will or thought of its own, despite what the sci-fi films portray. Not to say they don't pose a big threat and help the elites in controlling, when necessary, killing off peoples, but I think it's important to know the responsibility lies with those maneuvering the joystick. A robot that takes $10 million to build struggles to serve up drinks at a bar. Neither does it feel what living, organic creation does, and so cannot understand human emotion, an enormous limitation. Because of its numinous quality, it is uncertain whether simulation theory means the Earth is a type of manufactured copy or secondary to other realms in a spiritual sense, a reworking of Platonic philosophy. Konrad Zuse is one of the first to suggest the universe can be described as a digital space, with the effect of denying traditional physics, working on a fluid cause and effect of action, aka karma. Below, Zuse, who worked with the Nazi Party in the 1940s, has two gold statues erected in his honor, as does Trump and Stalin. Of course, this may be coincidental. It was he who coined the terms digital particles, relatively, and fine asymmetry. Below, Nick Bostrom giving the full politician's hand movements in a charismatic lecture, hailing from Yale and Oxford, showered with awards, continuing to espouse that super machines can exceed because fundamentally similar to organic human brains. For him and others, technology will and should take the lead in progress. Strongly atheistic, very much aligned with the corporate agenda. Another NASA physicist, Thomas Campbell, says that this world is reliant on humans as players within this network for it to exist at all. A strange concept, since wouldn't then the degree of reality for holding it together depend on the numbers, and so phase in and out of different intensities of existence? With string theory, the world is comprising of tiny strings. It does the job of affirming gravity as one of these hypothetical particles making up the strands. There's one called graviton. It also deals with dimensions and nuclear scientism. Google AI points out, quote, experimental verification remains a significant challenge, as the energy scales required to directly observe strings are far beyond current technological capabilities. You can't help feeling a concerted effort to move science over to and own theology. Some of the best films deal with this strange blend. Ghost in the Shell 1 and 2 and The Matrix are quite groundbreaking in asking questions about the bigger picture, unusual for big budget productions, making predictions about the future. Below, in Ghost in the Shell 1, 1995, female cyborg with a soul, the Major, working for the military, chooses as recreation to go deep-sea diving in Tokyo Harbor. No need for a suit or equipment. There are undertones of space, the NASA swimming pool. She confides on surfacing a dissatisfaction with her search for meaning. Quote, there's also the ability to access vast amounts of energy from an infinite network. At the same time, though, I feel continually confined within boundaries. The colour purple, appropriate for such philosophical moments, used inordinately by the elites as it subconsciously projects wisdom. Top left. Hard to ignore. String theory visualizations. Similarity to the CGI of galaxies. Right? Deceiver. Macaque has the algebra. Over cleverness and mental somersaults act as stumbling blocks. Luke 18:16. Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Returning then to pre-Copernican texts regarding cosmology, Genesis verse 15 simply states, and it was so. No need to try and be the arbiter, to measure and understand everything. The reason given, verse 31, God saw all that he had made and it was good. A more positive, comforting reason than wheels turning in a mathematical machine. The principles, movement, shapes, symbols as expression, not so much the essence of what is. The Indian Vedas relate to what we can see. There is a Kshiva Sagara, cosmic ocean, waters above and below, as in the Hebrew model, conductors of electrical energy. Then Ananta, Koti, Pramanda, the world as a bubble, the domed firmament, and maybe the same beneath. There is Brahmada, a cosmic egg. Anyone can appreciate in nature how many animals and plants spring from this object with its maternal womb incubator qualities. The Bible and Vedas describe cycles and ages with heaven, earth, and hell realms appertaining to human states. Below, ferns show infinity in repeating patterning and spirals. Bhagavad Gita quote, "This material cosmology, material manifestations, is 1/4 demonstration of God energy. The 3/4 manifestation of his energy is the spiritual world." Below, Australia, same Milky Way for all time over flat Earth. Above, cosmological edifices, South America. And below, the Aztec sunstone. But who decided that's meant to be the sun in the middle?